Alright, does this work? Alright, that's good. Alright, so does this sound better? Alright, there's a slight echo, but eh. It is a Q&A, so just ask me anything. I am going to quickly repeat myself since someone else joined. This is a Q&A, so just ask me anything. And if you must know, it is just echoing, yeah. Yes, Reaper, there are you and someone else watching. I don't know who, but yeah. Oh, unless they show themselves in chat. Reaper, you've been originally curious about me as a person because you barely know a lot about me, so there are going to be a lot of questions from you. You too, mysterious stranger. You guys must have at least questions. Alright, they're gonna be Mysterion until they actually talk in chat. apologize if this is kind of being a bit boring, but I seriously would like some questions to go on with this. If no questions are going to be asked, I am going to be ending this stream right now. Because I'm not sure about you, but a Q&A is to have questions asked and you answer, and then myself answer them. Without questions, there'll be no answers. And without questions or answers, there'll be no Q&A. Yeah, it's kind of a process of elimination. So please ask something. Mysterion, why don't you ask something? Because you are the one that's the most silent. Which I do hope that you actually understand English. Oh, we got a third one. To you, who is the third one to join, I do apologize for this. But it's basically still kind of echoing between my actual web streaming and then YouTube. But I seriously need questions. Without questions or answers, there's no point to a Q&A. Oh, hello, Will. So thank you, Will, for the very first question. I'm actually doing decently, but I'm more curious on how you guys are. Oh my god. So, thank you for the second one. I guess we lost one person, but whatever. Basically, the social stigma, I seriously think a lot of society nowadays has to get over. It's mainly, well, it's more than one to be per se. It's more of the modern day slang where basically everyday words, they're now being completely short formed. Say, instead of saying like, how are you? It's now being basically H, R, and the letter U. Like, no offense to people on that. Sure, it's supposed to spark creativity, but it's also dumbing a lot of people down. on top of it, it's basically this more of it's the conflicting matter on basically dealing with racism. A lot of people need to understand we can't say like these certain types of jokes and like, oh, you're and I do apologize, but you can't say you can't really anyone, even if they're the same race or anything. For example, people that had color skin, they can't constantly say nigga or the same thing with white people with that or Asians or whatever. It's basically these racist types of jokes which are still continuing the racism, which is more funny because a lot of people that make these types of jokes either have basically want to completely ignore basically the race, they don't believe in it, or basically they just don't really care. It's because to be perfectly honest, if you're why would you want to stop racism and then yet continue these racist jokes? Good question, Will, because basically those I do personally call sluts or hoes. Like, no offense, but why bother sexualizing yourself to guys, to be perfectly honest? Because you and Vic, they both you know they I don't have to do that. All I kind of need to do is myself. I am more the person where I will go in completely black. I will basically look completely a mess, and then you still like me for who I am. Don't. I do hope a lot of guys and girls realize the more overreactive imagination on basically the physical adulation, it really needs to stop. Because there's no point on being beautiful on the outside and being completely trash on the inside. Well, a lot of people, yeah, there are times where basically you're beautiful and you're beautiful inside. That's a bonus on the physical. But the people that like me, I look completely like shit, and yet I'm still pretty well developed on the inside. I know a lot of stuff. I can be kind of humorous with my puns, but I don't really need to really like completely dress up or look super fancy or whatever to make guys actually like me. So that's my thoughts on that. And also, just a little add on to what you said, what you asked, Will. You know, basically how a lot of schools they basically say girls can't wear this or this and this or this in or in schools like elementary, high school, like kind of like you can't wear spaghetti straps, you can't wear a skirt that's above your knees, and if so, you have to wear either leggings or completely like feet long stockings or like full body stockings. But you can't. It's like when you're wearing a skirt, you can't wear. Apparently, you can't wear socks. You can't wear high heels. You can't really wear anything kind of see through shit. It's more targeting the girls than the guys, because the guys apparently all you guys have to do, and this is from my personal knowledge from being preached to about this, guys, all you guys need to do is just keep your pants up, and that's it. the girls have completely devastating, and basically you can't really wear this. Either that, if you're not like this, you're more likely to be raped type of concept. So that's something else. It's completely it's more of girls nowadays, since they do apparently need to sexualize themselves to guys outside of schools or anything. That is one thing, because the schools have been teaching girls are completely going to be sexualized if they do this in school. Uh, what type of inanimate object will be the most annoying if you played loud upbeat music while being used? Oh, good question. Because if it's not really useful, that would be one thing. But if it's gonna be constantly used almost all the time, then yeah, that'll be annoying. But I would basically say, on my behalf, it will be kind of chapstick. Due to the reason is I have to use it a lot, especially since it's winter's coming. Then yeah, I that would be the most annoying. And speaking of chapstick, I need to put some on. Anything else? What about you, Mr. Yon? Okay, winter time. So I'm gonna go with Will's first. Um, why the confident are feared and basically, but at the same time the confident intimidating and the strong fear. It depends on the gender. No offense. A lot of people portray confident women that are completely intimidating or AKA super bitchy. And if the women are strong, they are apparently too pushy. But if men are like this, and no offense to this, but a lot of confident men are apparently idolized, and strong men, they are now going to be a lot of people's idols. And that's the thing. That's a lot of people. What people drilled into society's head is women are in control. We are basically villains, and if men are in control, they are the heroes. Um, spiciest thing I ever eaten. Ooh. good, good time to actually bring it up, because I was actually thinking about this earlier. But basically, it was happened in grade 5, where basically we had like super hot sauce, buffalo wings. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. It was supposed to be super spicy buffalo wings. Okay, it was supposed to be buffalo wings. Basically, I can only tell you, my mom, my grandmother, and myself, we don't eat spicy stuff. My mom can eat one, grandmother 0, there's me going with 3, and that was it. Oh god, I cannot imagine doing the ghost pepper challenge at all, or eating any ghost pepper. I would basically, metaphorically or physically, die from it. Any other questions? Sorry, if you hear crinkling, I'm trying to look for my other chapstick. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question, Vic. It would be basically the more modern day rap music, because, like, no offense, but it's like, why bother listening to the music if you need to look up the lyrics and you're not able to hear them? Because that will basically ruin the whole point of a song. You need to know the lyrics while you're actually listening to it. One will, I seriously, I literally do not care if you did the ghost pepper challenge. Do remember, I am never going to do that. But the weirdest thing my friends ever did. Ooh, that's a good one. Because remember, I am friends with a lot of weird people. Which you and Vic technically do fall into the weird category too. Um, it would be basically my friend ended up putting perfume in her hair just to try to make it sparkly. And this happened during a quote unquote camp. So it's like, so there is basically only room where only like 10 girls were in one room. So basically, and you know, this camp, quote unquote camp, was basically at a church. Catholic church, if anyone's not Catholic. But yeah, so what happened is basically, so my friend and I, we were sleeping side by side in two completely, because there was like 5 beds each. Uh, this. So basically, what happened is basically while we were getting ready to go for the day, she literally asked everyone for perfume. I only had brought some just to try to do pranks. And she basically took mine and sprayed it in her hair, and yeah. So basically, and there was someone who pulled a prank on one of the teachers on that exact same day, where they literally put a fake skeleton in their room. And literally, you can literally hear the teacher screams from down the hall. Oh, don't worry, Will. It was kind of funny. There was just me just laughing my butt off. Oh, don't worry, Will. It was kind of funny. There was just me just laughing my butt off. What mythical creature I wish to that existed or does exist? Ooh, good question. Because if it's just one, then that'll be really difficult. But if there's many, I can just list them all off. Um, well, I'll just go for the one. The one I really want to exist would be harpies. I have no idea why. I just have an obsession with harpies all of a sudden. Probably because uh because they're the most interesting type of creatures because you hear so many stories about which different types of harpies there are because they do the harpies in general that it's such a large category because there are so many different types of one kind of harpy. Any other questions? Okay, what's one? Well, something people don't worry about, but they really should. Huh. Hold on a moment, people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what I'm doing the live. Yep, I am finally back. Alright, so you asked me if people receive a purple heart for bravery, what will the other color hearts represent? Alright. Okay. Here's a question for you. Here's a little bit of a question for you. Is this in normal text? Like the heart emojis, or basically is it more of the game? Type of hearts. Okay then. What about you, random mysterious stranger number 2? Any questions? Love you too, Reaper. Like, whoever is still watching, please do understand I need questions to continue this Q&A. If you're done with, if anyone's not gonna answer questions, then I presume this Q&A is complete. Because right now this live stream is supposed to be an interactive type of thing. You give me questions, I will answer to you my experiences or my views. Because I am not going to basically waste my time on literally telling my entire life story, because I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it's going to bore the hell out of you guys. If I do that, but so hence why I'm doing the Q&A in this format. Because it gets you guys to start making a picture on who I am as a person, like my likes, what and how I think. Or you get to see a completely different person from the ones you would basically see on basically my little updates. My little updates, they are basically just mini vlogs. Because I am literally not going to be wasting my time on telling you absolutely everything unless you basically ask me a question that goes back years ago. So I seriously need questions to continue this on. If not, I guess I will be finished. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Whoever that one person watching is, no matter what language or what country you're from, please give me a question. Alright, I'm gonna try to actually do this. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna basically do this where you only got 20 more minutes. Within that 20 minutes, basically you have to either give me a question or something. It can be even little comments and I will react to them, but you seriously need to put down something or that's it. Because I do have to go in very shortly. I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna be offline entirely in the next hour. But I seriously need your input. Like, I don't really fully understand nor care which country you're from. Just ask me a question. And if you're seriously not gonna be participating, then I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. why join my live stream? Because this is supposed to be an interactive type of thing. I'm literally not gonna wait forever. Alright, so you only got 14 minutes. Well, I probably should end this early because you were the person who is currently watching. You clearly are not going to respond. Whatever, to the people that did participate, thank you. To the ones that didn't and have or just left because why the hell not? Uh, whatever. Ooh, I guess I'll be talking to you guys another time. And basically, goodbye.